Welcome along,
That is
weekend
unbelievable.
roundup. Oh my days.
Wow.
We're in for a great show today, guys. Well, what about the North London derby?
I'm not getting rattled.
And we're 3 points off top four, so it's not looking too bad.
Yeah,
Foden
I'd
88,
say
Saka
that's about
87.
right,
I think that's wrong.
A nice that you put your top on. You want to take it off and get the branding out? Happy birthday!
Make a wish to win the league.
I did.
But how much chance of Arsenal have of winning the Champions League?
0, mate.
If we got through
Can't do it on
PSV, do you think there's any chance?
No,
of we
no.
Hang on, let me finish.
Predictions
2-1 Tottenham.
3-1 Liverpool.
2-0 Wolves. Chelsea to beat Man United at Old Trafford.
Still there.
You're in trouble if we win this game.
You better not lose on Saturday.
We beat the world champions this weekend. That makes you world champion.
We're the world champions, but you're not in a title.
This is why you'll never win the league.
6 billion down the drain.
Robbie celebrating a 1-0 win. Abby Pilates instead of trophies. You never walk alone.
Catch us every Monday for the weekend roundup.
Yes, everybody, welcome back to DR Sports. Welcome back to Live at 5. We are live at 5 in the DR Sport HQ on a Tuesday, and there's plenty of action coming up this evening. So obviously you got loads of Champions League games the next couple of days. Looking forward to the weekend. I'm sure you guys all are ready. I know I am. I want to see United. Obviously, we're playing later on this week. I've got Abby on the show with me.
Hello.
How are you feeling?
All right, yeah.
How was your weekend?
Fine, if we remove Spurs out of it.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that.
But apart from the Spurs, you had a nice weekend.
Yeah, it was nice and chilled. Yours?
I was, yeah. I went into London on Sunday, sat down, read a book, had a coffee.
That's
Lovely weather.
That's very nice.
Oh yeah, it was great.
That's very mature of you.
I had nothing to do really, so I thought I'd just go and hang out.
Mm,
But yeah, no,
I
it was.
think that's
yeah,
very nice.
Thank you. It's a lovely few days, but there are plenty of things that we are going to be talking about today because we want you guys to get involved. What we're doing today is on DR Sports Story yesterday, Jack put up to ask for your hot takes on Instagram. And you guys have sent through and you've sent some heaters. So we're going to be going through some of the hot takes that you guys have put on Instagram today. Also, if you have any other hot takes, do get them in the comments. Let us know what you think about our hot takes. Remember to like, subscribe, all of that in down below. But apart from that, we are going to get straight into
All right,
it.
give me some hot
And
takes.
I want to get to the one that I know that you're not going to be happy with.
Okay,
The
go
one
on.
on the thumbnail. And it's that someone has claimed, I'm going to get it up, on Instagram it is, it's B.B. There you go.
Yeah,
Try
yeah.
to get that right. Or whatever. Says without tackles, João Paulinho is just a squad filler player.
Disagree completely. I saw the Jamie Carragher, what's the word? The Jamie Carragher conversation, basically saying that he's not good enough. I think with Paulinho, and I saw a lot of Fulham fans kind of run to the defence of him as well. Like, his job is to kind of be that person in front of the back line that do the dirty work. It's not always glamorous and glossy. Like, if you're looking for someone that's going to be able to pick a lovely pass and, you know, be on his toes and look for that, that's not really his job. That's not what he's employed for. Like, that's not his role. And I didn't really understand the kind of, not hate, but I didn't really understand the kind of smoke he was getting for that. Like, that isn't a Paulinho job. His job is to kind of be that person that can sweep up and help the defence and I guess win the ball back. His job, in my opinion, is not to drive the ball forward. I think in a Spurs setup, when you're playing him with Bentancur is the one that actually is better on the ball, has more ability and can find that pass forward. So, if anything, I think the hatred is coming from the wrong person. I absolutely love João Paulinho. I think he is exactly what Tottenham needed. Do I think that it needs to necessarily be the double pivot the whole time? No, but that is what a Thomas Frank system and setup tends to be. He likes to have that extra protection there in both of them. Would I like to see maybe one less? Would I like to just see Paulinho on his own and have someone like Assar and Bergwijn in there, a little bit more movement and legs? Yes, I do. But I don't believe that is Paulinho's job, what they're coming for.
Yeah, I've got a point to raise about this as well because I saw it and obviously I know how much you love João Paulinho and I can't admit that I've watched the most of Spurs this season. I watch them when
Lucky
I can.
you.
Obviously, it is my job to watch football, so I try and watch as much as I can. But I do think with João Paulinho, what I have seen of him and then going on to FB Ref to look at some of his stats, and as you say, he's kind of he's a combative midfielder, isn't he? It's his job to kind of win the ball back and then get the ball to someone else to then play drive it forward like Kudus. And obviously Kulusevski last season, or well, he wasn't last season, but when Kulusevski's back and everything like that.
I would just say, if he had someone there that also had the ability to move the ball forward, like if we're talking about a fully fit side where you've got then Maddison in there as well. Paulinho's job is not to create. Like, when has that ever been his job? I don't understand why it's now being asked of him to do that. That's not his job. So I don't really get it. Personally.
So what I wanted to bring up was obviously he talks about the hot take talks about tackles, saying without tackles, and João Palhinha is in the 99th percentile for tackles.
Love that.
In the last 365 days. I'm assuming in the Premier League. I'm not. I think these stats from the Premier League. Players compared to positional peers in men's big 5 leagues. Champions League and Europa League.
Well,
so
obviously he
that's
wasn't in the Prem for the last few years.
yeah, but this is last 365 days. That's obviously Bayern and Spurs. 99% that interception is a 40th percentile, so not as high. But then blocks 85th percentile, clearances 68, aerial duels 86.
So is Jamie Carragher and everybody else misprofiling him? Because apart from the interceptions, which could be improved on, he seems to be doing his job very, very well.
Yeah, he's in the top 60% for passes completed, and then passes attempted as well. Progressive passes bottom 15.
Can you send me all of this after? Because I feel like I'm going to need it.
I can, yeah.
Thank you so much.
FBref, fantastic. Obviously, there are plenty of websites out there that do all these stats, but FBref is very good for comparisons.
Yeah.
But I'm looking through his stats, and I think it's quite surprising how well he's been. But as Ryan also said in the chat, smash that like button, everybody. Make sure you get involved in the comments.
Me, by the way?
I do.
Great.
Yeah, I do.
Does anyone in the chat disagree with me? If you do, please do let me know. But in my opinion, this is someone that is just this is someone that is doing their job very well in the role that they're given, which is to be that person in front of the defence, try and win the ball back.
Yeah, I mean, Dale Wilson in the comments says Bentancur, Palhinha and Kulusevski, best 3 IMO. Not sure if he means best 3 midfield or just best 3 players.
I think he means as a midfield 3. I think that could work.
Kulusevski in a midfield?
Kulusevski can play in the 10. Kulu is actually very good in the 10.
So as a central 10?
Yeah, he's very good in the 10. Yeah.
Where would that leave Maddison then?
Well, the thing is because we're incredibly unbalanced, Kulu won't play in the 10 when everyone's fit. Maddison will play in the 10. But the problem we have is Maddison is not expected to be back until potentially March. It's a very long-term injury, and whether or not he's fit, we might see him by match fitness time. We might see him by April again. Realistically, we're really not going to see much of James Maddison.
Yeah.
So that was the point of Xavi Simons, or Simon Says, as Matisse has started calling him, which is now catching on, that he would probably play in that 10 role. Whether or not he can develop into that person that can play in that role, potential. But at the minute, I'm crying out for Kulu to come back, really. I just pray after international break. But then again, he's had 2 really long-term injuries as well, pretty much back-to-back. So I don't know what he's going to come back looking like.
It's a really tough position as well, isn't it? It's a tough position to be in. It watching a player who you like not staying. So for me, Lisandro Martinez, one of my favourite players at United. Not necessarily technically or saying he's one of the best players at our club, but watching him play and having him for us, I love it because he's ridiculous.
Yeah,
he's aggressive. He's on the front foot and he's so borderline. This is his 3rd injury. Third long-term injury in 3 years,
and it's so frustrating. I mean, obviously the Kulusevski one is very difficult as well for us to kind of stomach, but the Maddison one as well, him spending so much time out last season and then getting injured literally straight away again, coming back in pre-season, and another serious injury. It's one of those things where it's we will probably have to replace him anyway because you can't count on him to stay fit, and it's just very, very unfortunate. But I don't really think that we've actually managed to see James Maddison at his best in a Spurs shirt because of the inconsistency he's had being out for so long. Bar those first 10 games when he joined the club, I can't think of really many other performances other than ones that are dotted around where he's been fit for a long period of time and had that match fitness. I can't really think of another period of time because he spent so long out last year as well.
Yeah.
And again this year, I just saw someone say in the chat, Ayub says Spurs didn't need Palhinha, they needed a ball progressing midfielder. I agree with you that we needed a ball progressing midfielder, but we also did need Palhinha.
You need a ball progressing midfielder next to Palhinha.
We absolutely needed Palhinha. That was a signing that was so nailed on that we needed to get, and that was actually one of the best parts of the window.
Look, this is why France won a World Cup.
Yeah.
Because you had Pogba, the ball progressing midfielder, the guy who get the ball at his feet, he can dribble, run, pass, all of that. Next to him, you had Kante, who was just at the time the world's best defensive midfielder by far and away. He was just, as you say, he's an engine. He was a sweeper, wasn't he?
He
just collects the ball, moves it on. It's
probably the most unsexy role in football. I remember Eric Dyer used to do that job under Pochettino. He always wanted to be at centre-back. He always thought he was in that. But the first few seasons under Mauricio Pochettino, Eric Dyer did play in that role quite often, being that person in front of the back line. We also had Dembele and Wanyama. Obviously, Dembele was unbelievable, couldn't get off the ball. But you had players that did do that job. And now I think, yes, a lot of teams don't really have that player that just sits and does that one role. Like you might see others share the load, or you might see just maybe others are a little bit more flairish, like, and they can contribute with goals. But in my opinion, I don't need Palhinha to do that. I need him to do what he's doing. I need whoever's next to him to have some creativity. I don't need Palhinha to necessarily have it.
Yeah,
because he's doing his bar the interceptions. He needs, like, everything else is great.
Yeah, no, I think Palhinha is, at least by this guy with the hot take, a little underrated. Because it's not just his tackles. Also, that's like basically saying, right, take away Haaland's goal scoring, and he's overrated. Well, it's his best. It's the best part about his game.
Attribute.
Duh. Like just what it is. Jack Devonport in the comments says,
Hi, Jack.
Hi guys. Does Abby still think Spurs Europa League is better than Chelsea's Club World Cup?
100%. You'll never change my mind on it.
There you go. So Jack he texted me being like, I can't believe you've not read out the comment.
He doesn't like my take on that.
I don't think he likes your take on that.
He doesn't need to like my take.
But Jack's also submitted a hot take himself in the group chat, and I think this is a very, very good one.
Okay, go on.
So Jack says, Danny Welbeck should go to the World Cup.
Yes.
Not many English strikers, bar Kane, are miles better than him this season. Even if he doesn't play, he's experienced, i.e. Henderson / like Connor Cody role, and a great character to make the camp more fun.
I think that is a good take. I don't even think that's particularly hot. I think that is a logical take. Like, obviously Kane is irrelevant to the conversation because he's the best.
With Harry, he's starting.
When you look at kind of like that next bracket down, and you have a look at Solanke, who again has not really played this season, he's been out injured. Watkins, who hasn't been at his best. Delap, who has been injured and then gets a red card straight away as well. Just if I'm thinking about those three, just off the top of my head, I've probably missed them. Obviously, Ivan Toney, unless he comes back in January, place for you to come, by the way, is Tottenham. Like, that'd be great. But for example, like, we don't even really talk about Ivan Toney now because he's so far away, and
he's literally ages away.
He's literally, like, we just don't really talk about it. So Ivan Toney's probably not going to get in that squad unless he does move back to the Premier League in Jan and gives himself a shout. Don't know what Solanke will look like when he comes back from injury. Watkins will need to have a brilliant rest of the season, I guess, and pick up more of a form. Same with Delap. So I feel like someone like Danny Welbeck, who again had a good season last year and has carried that on as well into this season, like, doesn't really matter about the age to me. Like, at the end of the day, if that's the next best option, like, on the tier down, absolutely he should go. He seems to be getting better with age.
Yeah, I mean, I've said for a while, I think part of the reason why Welbeck's doing so well now is he had so many injuries when he was younger that, like, his body's actually less tired.
Yeah.
But then obviously on the other side, injuries can, like, affect someone and cause them to be good as they are.
I genuinely feel like it should be picked on form. Like, okay, I can understand why you would pick certain people who've got leadership qualities, etc., etc. But I feel like you pick people who have performed well throughout the whole season. I've always kind of felt that, like, even if, like, for example, let's say like Forest don't have a great season. Let's say that they end up finishing 15th. Does that mean you don't look at Elliot Anderson? Like,
exactly,
of course.
I
I don't think it should be club dependent. Like, if someone from Brighton or Brentford or whoever, or Bournemouth, whoever has performed and excelled over the course of the season, I think that they should go. And we've had many England teams over the years where that hasn't been the case. I do feel like it's starting to change, but I definitely think that should be the case. Whoever's performed and can help England to bring home a World Cup, then they should be going.
Yeah, it's one of those. Yeah, like, if players are playing well, you just pick them, but also, like, you need to have a good blend of different styles of people, like older, more experienced people, which is one of the reasons why I was arguing for Maguire to be called up at some point. Because he's had a couple injuries, so he's missed the last couple of games. But he was great against Liverpool. Brentford game was a bit meh, but he's kind of the kind of guy, he's been to multiple finals, he's played multiple finals with England. Like, it's kind of, Welbeck hasn't, but he's 36, he's been around the game for so long, and he's played with so many of the most elite players in the game at Arsenal and at United and also with England.
I also feel like you have to have different options. Like, we saw that in the Euros, and we've seen that in many a tournament. Like, the whole point of having a squad is that you can change the players, like, to fit whoever you're playing. You know that Harry Kane is always going to be the starter, but if Harry Kane is not necessarily performing to his highest echelon, then you've got someone that you can bring off the bench, and like we saw at the Euros, someone like a Watkins, or you can bring on a Toney, or you can bring on a Welbeck. Like, that is the point of having a squad all over the pitch, that if players aren't performing, then you've got enough quality, which England have in abundance, that you can utilise it.
Yeah, 100%. Ronnie Dodge, big up for the super chat, says this is talking about the defensive midfielders conversation we just
Okay,
had.
go on.
He said, it's why I hope United try and get Anderson. He's class.
He is
100%.
class,
I think
yeah.
it's fantastic. Against United, he showed us the midfielder that we need, pretty much, when he
he's
played
great.
against us. I think Casemiro's been fantastic this season. I actually, at the moment, wouldn't mind seeing him stay on like reduced terms,
It
just
is
having around.
crazy
But
how
his
like
resurgence has been so funny.
he lost his legs, like, and actually lost his legs completely in terms of a footballing sense, obviously. But like, he was so down and out with it, and like the resurgence is mad.
He's been a genuine, I reckon, since the turn of the year. But so he was out of Amarim's plans. But Amarim said this openly. He was like, didn't even think about him. Not in the plans. Casemiro wasn't in the squad for like 10 weeks in a row or something crazy like that.
Mad.
Now I'm like, all right, he's probably our second most important player, third most important player. You got Bruno, probably Mbumo, and then
Yeah.
Casemiro is suddenly our third most important player, and he's been smashing it. Helps. It's one game a week, 60, 70 minutes. It helps. But
Crazy work.
yeah, like long term, Elliot Anderson, any Anderson, Wharton, Belieber, I'm not fussed. They're all fantastic
Just
players
bring
who we're
few.
going to just bring one of them, bring two of them, let them play alongside Mainoo. Another one from I don't know. Uthman loves football is what I'm going to say with this. This is from DR Sports Instagram. It says Arsenal are going to win the quadruple.
No,
This
They
season.
won't win the quadruple.
You reckon 5 years no trophy and suddenly it's 4 in 1 year?
They won't win the quadruple. Guys, don't get greedy, okay? Don't get.
What do
greedy.
you think the guys downstairs think? Do you think
No,
any of them
do you
agree
know
with
what I've
that?
noticed about Arsenal fans? They're as arrogantly as they talk, they are a little bit more coy and like cautious about putting so much chest in it because they've got a bit of PTSD. Like they have.
Yeah.
Like they'll say they're gonna. They'll say, yeah, we probably will win the league, but it's a long season. Whereas like in the past when they've not had that humility, I think, about them. Do I think they'll win the league? Currently, yeah. Do I think they'll do the quad or even the double?
That's winning the FA Cup and winning the Carabao Cup and winning the Champions League.
I don't.
A competition they've never even.
I personally don't think they would do the double. I think even though they've got an incredible squad and so much depth, and I can't see who will beat them at this moment in time. It is a long season, and I do think that if they were to suffer injuries to kind of a lot of that spine of the team in a Rice or a Gabriel, probably more importantly than Saliba, Timber maybe, Saka for a longer period of time. I think they have got amazing players that can come in. I would just be interested to see what that would be like if that was the case. But I do think they will probably win the Premier League.
I'd be shocked if they didn't pick up at least one trophy. But
Yeah.
most like odds on that will be the Premier League. But even
Yeah.
worst case, I can see them picking up FA Cup or Carabao Cup,
Yeah.
and I can also see
don't
them
see
winning
them-
maybe two, potentially.
I don't
two.
see them doing the Champions League and the Premier League.
Yeah, no. I don't think it'll
No.
be Champions League and Premier League because they'll be fighting. This actually will lead on to another one of the.
I think if they
another
won, I think if they won the Carabao Cup, and let's say by that time, when is that? March, March,
beginning
time?
of March.
Beginning of March. Let's say that City and Liverpool were in the title race with them. Like obviously at the time we're talking about this, it's still Arsenal. It's very dominant. They're not far off the others, but again, I can't see who's going to beat Arsenal at this moment in time. So if they were in and around that time and Arsenal got to a Carabao Cup final when they won it, I think they'd definitely go on and win the league. Because the only thing what I question now with Arsenal, because everything is there, it is just the mentality. If they can get over the line, which I think is a fair point, when we've seen them have leads and lead the league with a younger squad, more inexperienced squad, and bottle it, or they've done other things over the years where they haven't been able to get over the line. So it's now, can they do it? And I think if they were to go and be in that position in March and win a trophy, then I think they definitely would. Their mentality shift would be completely different.
Yeah. In the comments,
I'm being very nice about them lately.
But it's hard not to be though, because
Triggering,
also at the same time we all know so much ball knowledge, don't we? So it's hard not to praise the team that's doing well.
Yeah, but I'll always try not to. But I feel like it's one of those things where like I can only be as bitter as I can, and I am having to come to terms with the fact that it's probably going to happen. So I have to try and like start my brain now.
Also
Obviously,
quietly loading up in case it doesn't.
Oh, obviously, if it doesn't come May, I will be a disgrace. But like, I also have to start getting it in my head now that like this is probably going to happen.
Just deep breaths.
And I have
in
to
and out.
continue to work in this building.
Yeah. Oh, that's going to be rough. Postmanston says quad is a ridiculous prediction. Some form of double is possible. I think that's about where everyone is with it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Obviously, it's the season.
double's-
Anything can happen.
Doubles
You never
potential,
know.
a quad
Yeah.
probably not. And like, let's be honest, they haven't actually got over the line yet. So I think
It's so far, by the way.
It's so far.
We're 10 games in.
I know.
We're 10 games
but
in.
it's like, is the title done after 10 games? Like,
No.
no. But then I look at other teams and I don't even think the league's been that good. Do you?
No,
That's my hot take.
Arsenal have been very, very good. Everyone else has been about 5 out of 10.
Exactly. I think in
Everyone,
general,
in comparison to how good they can be, of
yeah,
course.
in comparison, I think so far it has not been. I can't think bar Liverpool's game with Brentford. I can't think of another game that I can massively remember. Spurs against City, maybe. Like that is a standout game.
Oh, is it a standout performance?
Yeah, standout games. Can you think?
Yeah, I mean, well, we beat Liverpool, but that's more of a personal thing.
Yeah.
Like just us beating Liverpool at Anfield. But
Well,
no,
remember
I
that
do
more for
agree.
the fact that I can't
I've
believe
not watched a game and gone, wow, that team is fantastic. Even with Arsenal at
No,
points.
because Arsenal haven't been amazing. They've just
They've
been getting the job done.
better. They've been just so much better than everyone
Yeah.
else. Yeah. As I said, Arsenal been a bit like, if Arsenal's ceiling is a 10, they're
Yeah.
about an 8.
Yeah.
Everyone else's ceiling is a 10, been at like a 6 or a 5.
Yeah, I
Liverpool, I'd
agree.
say, at like a 4.
100%.
And then Wolves at like a 1.
See,
West
lots of
Ham at
people
a
think
2.
the league's been really good. And well, Ibby
It's been
thinks
so Ibby says the league's been very competitive. I agree.
Yes.
But I don't
I
think
think
that the
quality-wise, we're talking about
the
quality.
standard of how good these teams can be. The only teams I think have been fantastic
Are
are but also in comparison to where we thought they could be, to be fair as well, is Sunderland and Bournemouth.
Yes,
They've
agreed.
been smashing it. They are teams who are like operating to an 8 or a 9 out of
Yes.
10. Hence why they're in the top 5.
Correct.
But I think the league's been great for entertainment wise so far this season because the results have been funny. Teams have been losing and winning left,
Yeah.
right, and centre, and everyone. What is it? Second to 13th
There's, like,
is separated
6
by like
points
5 points or
Yeah,
something.
there's like something ridiculous. Like you can have one win and you can be second. Or
We
you
were
can have...
half
I
time
know.
against Forest. We were second.
I know, which
second in
is-
the league, and
which
then
is
the
insane.
game finished and we were 8th. Like,
I know.
it's. I don't disagree. It's been very
And
fun.
somehow Spurs were third.
Yeah.
I don't know how.
Yeah, and then you lost to Chelsea.
Well, now we're
or
fifth, yeah.
whenever. But this leads really well onto Corruption 2.0
Go
on Instagram, stating that Arsenal wins the league by March. I'm going to assume we're talking end of March here. So that's 2 months before the season finishes. That's with about 10 to 12 games
Well, let's
left.
be honest. Liverpool really did win the league in Feb last year.
Yeah.
It was kind of done by Feb. Potentially, it could be.
I think by this, I think they're saying kind of like just goes
yeah.
clear. Like, yeah, game's done.
It's a potential. It really depends. It really depends on what other teams do. It really depends what City look like. I don't think City are at their best yet. Apart if you took Haaland out of that, then no. So I don't think City are at their best yet. But City tend to not always be at their
Haaland's at his
best.
best.
Haaland
And
is,
that's all
yeah.
they need.
Well, but that's the thing. They're banking on him also not getting injured at any point.
Yeah.
Because,
I mean,
Marmoush
he gets
is
injured
good,
almost every
but
season.
The level between Marmoush and Haaland is obviously huge in terms of output.
Oh, yeah, easily.
So
yeah.
it's like I think with City, we have seen them in the past actually not be at their best until after Christmas.
City, they tend to start slightly slowly. Yeah.
Yeah, like they're still there or thereabouts. No one is really talking about them in that sense. And obviously Liverpool have been weird, but I think
I don't think it's March.
I wouldn't like to say
March
until
is too early.
Jan. I wouldn't like to say until after Christmas.
Yeah, I think it'll be like City every season,
think it'll
unless
go-
they start the season well, which they haven't done
I don't think
since
it'll go to the
Haaland's
last
first
day.
season.
It won't go to the
It won't
last
go to the last day, but March is too early because
Yeah.
March is around about when the Carabao Cup is. Like I can see them potentially winning the Carabao Cup and then going on, and then in April,
Yeah.
like 5-6 game weeks left, they're 8 points clear. You're going fairs.
Yeah.
I can see that. Clara Bitsy is in the chat and she says, "What sort of video title is this? No chance they win the quad. Celebrate in November and cry in May. That's the story of Arsenal Football Club."
Oh, we hope so, Clara.
Yeah,
Don't we?
I do want to point out this is a show we're talking about hot takes from the fans, and
Yes.
one of the fans has said that they're going to win the quad.
Clara, send us your hot take.
Yeah, Clara, actually that'd be fun. Yeah, if you got any hot takes, obviously it could be that Chelsea hot takes or any other hot takes about the Premier League, do send them in. We'll make sure to discuss them.
Go on, give me some more. I like a hot take.
Yeah, they're very good. Here's another one that's on the thumbnail. Esteval will go on to be better than Yamal.
Big call that.
There's a take and a
There's
half.
a lot of people that
From Heart K0613.
better than Yamal is a big statement. But look, there are a lot of people that said that they watched him from a very young age, Esteval, and they said that he's got it. But I wouldn't like to say yes or no on that. I feel like Yamal is kind of like that freak of a player that you get once in like a generation sometimes, like a Messi. So I don't think I personally have seen enough of Esteban yet. Every time I have seen him, he looks great. You know, looks like a real player. But like, Yamal is like one of those just like gems. I mean, I don't know. What do you think on that?
I mean, looking at, again, Esteval's, I've seen him in bits here and there. But I think he's very good. Like, and looking at his stats, FBref again, great website. Obviously, plenty of others out there, but this one is a good one. In terms of like, so last 365 days compared to other players in his position, 97th percentile for shots taken, 3.77 per 90 minutes. Progressive passes, 89th percentile. Touches, 97th percentile. Successful take-ons, 99th percentile. Pass completions, 70th percent. And then also high for tackles and interceptions.
I just don't think
he's got a lot of building blocks, but I don't think the
comparison now is really a comparison. Like
Yamal
is so clear.
As Lucan in the comments is pointing out, isn't Yamal literally younger than Esteval? Like, people forget Yamal's just turned 18, man.
Yamal's baby.
Yamal's a baby, and he's one of the best players in the world, and has been for the last year and a half.
Like I said, he's like a Messi type player. You get that in a generation.
Yamal is not a young talent because he's already one of the best in the world.
Yes.
Full stop. So it's hard to then claim that someone who is seen as a young talent with potential to grow is going to be better than someone who is already the best.
We're not even talking about a peak yet.
No, we're talking about literally.
So I don't think there's any comparison really at the moment between the two. But like, let's see what happens with Esteval. But what he's showing at the moment, he looks a very good player.
Oh, here's a Clara Bits. He's coming clutch with her hot take. Here's one hot take: Victor Gyökeres will not score more goals than Nicholas Jackson did in his first Premier League season, which was 15 league goals.
I think that's fair.
It's going to be close, is how I'm going to put it.
How many are you on now in the league?
Gyökeres, 3.
Is he on 3? I
think he's on 3. Yeah, because he got brace against Leeds and he scored on the weekend as well.
Oh, yeah, cool.
So I believe he's on 3. But he's now got an injury. I think he might be out for a couple of weeks. But I said with Gyökeres, beginning of the season, before it started, I'm expecting 15 to 20 from him. That's what, like, I'm not expecting him to do the 52 goals, 54 goals he scored last season. I'm not expecting anywhere near that.
We're talking about a totally different league.
Yeah.
Come on.
But I was expecting that. I think, I
don't think he scores.
It's very 50-50.
The thing is, that's unless Arsenal change in terms of the way that they play and what they want, I don't necessarily think the emphasis is on him scoring, if that makes sense. I know that sounds a really ridiculous thing to say as a centre forward, but like
4 goals this season.
4 goals.
In the
I
Prem.
was going to say there was another one. Didn't you? He scored at the weekend. There was another one, wasn't there?
Oh, there is. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right. I can't remember what it was. It was that Eze
Yes.
cross first time
I can't remember
finish.
what game that was. Fulham? Was it?
Yeah. Maybe it doesn't really matter, does it?
Can't remember.
4 goals in 10 games.
Yeah, I don't think the emphasis is this particular season on him getting like all the service and it all going through Gyökeres. Like, I feel like
it's not like Haaland at City.
No, like Arsenal have goals really from all over the pitch, especially obviously in their defence, and like that is their key factor. Like, unless they suddenly change and start doing a lot more through the middle and open play.
Yeah.
I don't think that's necessarily the target for him. I think that he could probably reach 10 to 12 this season, potentially. 10 to 12 in the Prem.
It's got to be more than... You got to expect more than that, though, surely. He's a 55
I know,
million
but
pound
I think, like, in terms of...
striker who just won the Golden Boot.
Yes, I know, but we're talking about a different league.
No, I do get that, but there is a certain level of expectation, surely.
But the thing is, they're not totally reliant on Gyökeres.
That is very true. You don't need your striker to score 20 goals when your centre-backs are going to get you 8.
You don't need to. Plus, you've also got whoever they play around the pitch. You know, Rice can pop up with a goal. Saka can pop up with a goal. Martinelli pops up with goals. Trossard pops up with goals. They've got goals from all over. So even though, yes, in the past, I have always said that they needed a centre forward, if they would have got someone like an Isak, obviously I'm not going off of his time at Liverpool, I'm going off of his time at Newcastle, I think he would have been a different type of fit to what Gyökeres is. I feel like Gyökeres kind of also embodies a little bit of like weirdly defensiveness that Arsenal love to have as well. Like, I feel like he does...
Like a workhorse.
Yeah, like I'm not saying he won't get goals, but I think in a first season, I think if he managed to get 10 to 12 goals, I think Arsenal fans would be pretty happy with that. Let me know.
Chidi then asks, big up for the super chat, says, does Gyökeres have the worst goal catalogue this season? I don't know if that's the fairest thing to judge a strike. Maybe because most of his goals have been inside the 3 yards of the line.
Does it matter if it hits
But to a certain extent, that's fine. Like, Češko's got 2 goals and they're both literally on the goal line. But I'm not going to go, they're bad goals because, a goal's a goal, yeah. For a striker, a goal is a goal. That's what Laurie's always arguing on this show. He's been talking about, who's better out of Češko, Gyökeres, Voltemada. Laurie's like, who's got the most goals?
I think they're all different. They're all different profiles.
And they're the goals that Arsenal missed all the time last season. Think about the number of times Havertz skied it from 3 yards last season.
But there's a part of me thinks that Kai Havertz will come back into that lineup.
That might... Well, yeah, Havertz is back soon, isn't he? And if Gyökeres is injured... Arteta might play Havertz and realise once again how much he loves him.
He really likes Kai Havertz.
He loves Kai Havertz.
I think one thing with Arsenal is like, yes, we obviously do take the mick about them being set piece kind of merchants type of thing, but that is their strong suit. And I don't doubt that Arsenal can have a different way of playing because we've seen that in years gone by. When they changed more so last season from going from this free-flowing, sexy Arsenal football that I've kind of grown up with when I was younger, and the ethos of them, that's why I was like, this is so different to what I'm used to seeing Arsenal do, but they're so good at that. So that's their strength right now. But do I think that they have the ability to kind of go back to having that free-flowing football and take the handbrake off in certain situations? Yeah, definitely. I think they've got the quality to do that.
Yeah.
God, I'm so nice about you lot at the minute.
Should we just move on from Arsenal for a bit? We've had enough about Arsenal for a bit. Also, you guys who've just joined, we're going through your hot takes. So we got on Instagram on DR Sports yesterday. We had you guys sending some of your hot takes. But if you have any in the comments, get involved in the live chat. I'll see yours. If I see a good one, we'll discuss it.
Yes.
Shaw in the comments says, I've got a hot take for you two.
Yeah.
Palmer is now a more complete player than Eden Hazard was in his prime.
Rubbish.
Wow, talk about a hot take. Take.
Eden Hazard was one of the greatest Premier League players to watch on an eye test.
Purely based on football, yeah.
I could not stand him because I knew that he would always score against Spurs. He was one of those players that you would just have loved to have in your team. He was unbelievable.
We were so close.
He wasn't even here that long.
You know how close United were to signing Hazard as well, by the way.
Unbelievable player.
It fell through because of some agent bribery stuff that happened at Chelsea. Meant that he went Chelsea instead of United.
Yeah.
He was so close.
Do you know what? It's actually, I think he's is he 33 or something like that?
Early to mid 30s.
He's not old, and it's just a shame what happened with his big move to Madrid. He was so good. So good. One of obviously, as a Spurs fan, couldn't bear him.
Kind of forget that he cost, it was about, 80 to 120 million pounds?
To go to Madrid.
To go to Madrid, that fee.
Yeah, crazy. But he was one of the best players in the world.
He was easily, and it quite literally never happened for him. Well, it did happen for him, obviously, but yeah.
Oh, no, I
loved as someone who can just appreciate a good footballer. Hazard was... Cole Palmer, again, he's another one of these players, right? I think he's a fantastic footballer. Like Robbie, I remember Robbie saying this on Best of Enemies a few weeks ago. He was sat with KG and he went, who's a player that doesn't play for your club that you hate how much you love? And Robbie said, for me, Palmer.
Yeah.
And I was like, I was watching it going, you know what, I agree. KG obviously went, no one, for that being KG.
No, Palmer walks into, I genuinely think, every team in the Premier League.
I keep trying to bait Richard by saying that I reckon he's going to be our Bruno replacement.
Yeah, right.
I can see us dropping 100 million on him. If we end up back where I hope us we can be, but that's obviously, I'm just dreaming here because he's a United fan.
Yeah, but I think Cole Palmer is an unbelievable talent. I really do.
He needs to get back to scoring and get over his injuries.
But we were having conversations the season before last, who's better, Saka or Palmer? Which is crazy. But because I think obviously Saka has done it over so much. My English is terrible. Let me rephrase that. He has done that over such a long period of time, Bukayo Saka. The consistency there is you can't compare. He's carried Arsenal on his back when they're at their lowest. He's carried England on his back. Cole Palmer is an incredible player, but I think that the comparison.
It's not fair to Palmer, is it?
No,
because Palmer's 24, 25 years old.
I don't think it's fair to Saka either.
True.
I really don't. I think Saka probably maybe Saka doesn't get enough credit as he should, but Cole Palmer has the ability to be that for sure. He's an unbelievable talent.
So the comments are cracking me up today. There's some great ones here. There is a super chat from Christopher ZY that says, My sister supports Spurs, so I'm taking her to tour the stadium this weekend. Kind of nice to have a second home ground to visit as a Chelsea fan myself.
3.9 in it.
I'm pretty sure that the Tottenham Stadium is the home ground for every other team in the Premier League.
Bar
isn't it?
you.
Well, you'll see this weekend.
Yeah, we will.
Yeah. That's
Yeah, we
gonna
will.
be a fun game. We will, you know what? We'll get onto that in a bit, but also we can talk about it tomorrow as well. There's a couple more super chats coming in. Cheeky Oniyuki, I may have butchered that. I'm sorry.
Sounds like
says
you did.
Abby, if you had a Mount Rushmore of Premier League players that could include only 4 players, because that's how many presidents there are on Mount Rushmore. Who are they and why? What
Wow.
was your first job out of college?
Well, firstly, I'll start with. Wow, that is some question.
Basically, Mount Rushmore of Prem players.
Ever.
Yeah, just Premier League
God.
all-timer.
Let's do it together.
You're going to have...
Well, obviously Thierry Henry takes that one spot.
Yeah, and I would...
Done.
Would it be harsh not to put Shearer on there because he's the all-time top scorer?
I think there's.
Or is there a bit more of a recency bias, meaning that he doesn't go up?
I think everyone's Mount Rushmore would be different, but I think
Yeah.
that it depends what you like as a person. Like, oh God, this is hard.
Yeah. I'm putting Ronaldo on there because one of the most iconic players
Sure,
and best
but
players of
Prem
all
Ronaldo,
time.
but
Prem
United-
Ronaldo won a Ballon d'Or.
I know, but arguably Ronaldo was better at Madrid.
Yes, but he was also one of the best players in the Premier League of all time.
He was.
He held, for so many years, he held the record. As playing as a winger, he held the record for the most goals in a season
Do
in
you
a
know
38-game
what? I'm
season.
not answering that today. I'll answer it on another show later this week because I feel like that is a lot of thinking time.
Well, you can... Yeah, but I would put Ronaldo on there. I would also put Alan Shearer on there because you can't not have 260-goal Alan Shearer on the thing.
Do you put someone like a Vieira on that? Do you put someone like... It really
ridiculous
depends.
question.
Like,
Ronaldo, Shearer,
I loved Nemanja Vidic. I loved Nemanja Vidic
Henry.
when I was growing up.
Henry, and... Can I go out of the box here and say Sir Alex Ferguson?
Yeah, you can put him on there.
So that would probably even be my 4. Even though I know Shearer is a weird shout, but I feel like I almost can't not do it because he's got 260 Prem goals.
And also, you asked about college. I didn't go to college. I left school at 17.
That's college.
School of
It's not,
Life.
not uni.
No, I left, and I went to work in an office where I worked for 11 years.
And then here we are.
And here we are.
Yeah. A couple more hot takes. We've got so many of them coming through now. It's great. Yeah, do get involved, guys. It's great fun when you get involved in the comments. Either hot takes or
There
you
was
can
one
rinse
I
us
wanted
for
to
our
read,
opinions
actually.
or something.
It was from Jordan Ball. He said, "What's your opinion on Xavi Simons and being able to acquire a player of his caliber? Would you have taken anyone else over him in terms of comparisons?" I think that at the time, I probably thought. Now, I'd like to just say I am still trying to remain hopeful, and I don't really want to pass a full judgment on him until he's had a full season in the Prem. I think at the time when Spurs were getting him, I thought, well, that's big. Like, you know, this is a player that is highly
Especially
rated.
it's over Chelsea as well.
Yeah, also it's nice to have one over Chelsea, isn't it? But
Always
like, we don't get the points over them, so might as well have something. And also, I like, you know, the history of like the Willians and players like that. It's nice, but I don't think I necessarily had maybe noticed how, or like the lack of physicality he had. And I think that coming into the Premier League, where it is just such a more physical league than any other league in the world, I think that now I'm not saying there's someone that, I mean, there would obviously be better options out there, but I think that it was a signing that was a bit of a, it should have been like a statement signing, and I would have loved him to just come in and hit the ground running. But I think that we're just going to have to be patient, even though I did lose my night at him the other day, but still.
You're allowed to do that just on the pitch in the moment,
Yeah.
and then long term.
I just think that the physicality needs to develop. Whether or not that can, time will tell. I'll let you know how I feel properly at the end of the season. But he's just very frustrating. But I think in terms of Spurs signing him, that was a good signing. Like, I don't think anybody would have looked around at the time and been like, oh no, they might have got that wrong there. Players take time to adapt.
Yeah, I'm just reading a couple more comments about the Mount Rushmore stuff, and I've changed my mind. I am going to be biased and take off Alan Shearer and put on Wayne Rooney.
Yeah, Rooney.
Because it slipped my mind completely. Wayne Rooney, one of the best Premier League players of all time, one of the best
There
footballers
is
of
so
all
much
time.
thinking to do.
Yeah,
on that.
it's such a mad question, but thank you so much for the super
Yeah,
chat, by the way.
it's a really great take
And then
there.
just on that, Clara Bitsy also says, how about Sol Campbell, Abby? Mount Rushmore.
Don't
Not a
make
fan?
it for me. No.
We've got a couple more. One of them is about Foden from Man City.
Yes.
MCFC_fan_TV_YT says Foden is quietly becoming the best English player since Rooney.
Read me that again.
Foden is quietly becoming the best English player since Rooney. Say it one more time just so I can sink in. This is a genuine opinion that someone sent in. Foden is quietly becoming the best English player since Rooney.
Must be very quiet. I feel like Phil Foden. We're talking about a player that, won Young Player of the Season a couple of years ago. He has got so much ability, so much talent. He is an unbelievable footballer. However, the last few years, we can't say he's been at his best because he physically has not been at his best. We know the level and the ceiling of Phil Foden, and I still don't think he's near it at this moment in time. Yes, he's having a better season than last year. I mean, last year was just not good. But, we're talking about Wayne Rooney.
Yeah.
I
think this just shows an understatement of how much
arguably
people don't realise
three.
how good Rooney was.
Well, maybe it's a generational thing. Because Rooney would probably be in a lot of top 3, if not top 5, Premier League Hall of Famers, Mount Rushmores, in most people's.
He's also so iconic, Wayne Rooney. That's the other thing, is in terms of a character across football, Wayne Rooney was global. Phil Foden's not a global player. Rooney was global by 22, 23, easily.
Yeah.
He was playing, he was smashing it from day one at 16. Took Foden, admittedly, till early 20s to actually get into the City team.
Yeah.
Then he became Player of the Year, and he was immense in there.
Who sent that?
It was just a Man City fan on DR Sports Instagram.
No, that's a crazy take.
Yeah, crazy take and just completely incorrect.
And just also back to Ian H in the chat, who said, why am I asking these? I mean, if there's anything you disagree with me on, Ian, send in your super chat. Let me know what you disagree with my takes on.
Yeah, if you guys do disagree, Vistosh is
Go on.
He's baiting me in the comments. He said, hot take for Dylan. Mainoo leaves Man United in January for Chelsea. Then when United and Chelsea meet at Stamford Bridge, Garnacho and Mainoo dunk on Amorim's head top.
No.
Nah, I'm with Mainoo. I'm a bit worried about him. And the Live at Fives in the summer, when I was doing a couple of them with Kwame, I was at one point just shouting into my hands because I was getting so frustrated with the whole thing. He needs to leave on loan. And it's been reported.
Spurs were linked with him. I loved him at Tottenham.
Yeah, he would change your entire team, by the way.
Perfect. Go get him and Jan.
He would be, him under Thomas Frank would probably be ironically quite good for Amorim because I think Thomas Frank would put a bit more defensiveness in him.
I don't think we'd babysit it. I think we'd buy him. I don't think we'd
but I don't think you could. He only wants to leave on loan, and he only wants to leave on loan. This is the thing: is that he went to United and went, I have absolutely no desire to leave this club. I want to stay. I'm a United fan, been here 20 years. And that carries a lot of weight in terms of a player will stay for so long.
Yeah.
Think of Rashford, for example. He's still technically at us, but he's just on loan again.
Yeah.
But all Mainoo's gone is, I want to go World Cup. And I look at it and go, fair.
I don't think Spurs would take him on loan.
But I don't think we wouldn't have sent him to the
But
Premier
I think
League.
there gets a point with Mainoo that he's such a good player with again another one with a really high ceiling. But it's just it's stagnating at United. So it might be a case that he might want to stay at United, but if Amorim's not going to give him what he needs, he might have to go. And that's a real shame from a United standpoint because you're losing a player that actually has so much ability, so much class, but you can only stay on the bench for so long. You have to further your own career.
I don't doubt he's going to ask to leave, but I think he is going to finally get some starts in December. There's no way he doesn't. We've got 6 games in December and then another 5 in January. So we've been having 3 games a month. And then that's going to double to 6. Yeah. We're going to need... The thing with Mainoo as well is he's actually not that far from the first team. It's just that, as in from the starting 11.
Yeah.
But it's just that the one hurdle he has left to try and overcome is Bruno Fernandes. So he's just not going to do it. It's like running a 100-meter race, but the last 5 meters is up a 15-foot cliff. You're just not doing it. No one can do it.
No.
Because you can't bench Bruno Fernandes. But when Mbeumo goes to AFCON and Ahmad goes to AFCON, I'm pretty confident that Bruno's going to move into the front 3.
Yeah.
Suddenly Mainoo's our third choice midfielder, but we only play with 2.
I know.
That's the thing with Mainoo. That's why Amorim is going, no, guys, he's in my plans. He is, because he's our third choice midfielder. It's just that we don't play with 3 midfielders.
Okay, but at the same time, if he's that's not good for Kobbie.
Oh no, it's not good for
it's
him
not
at
good
all.
for Kobbie.
It
might not be. It might be a case
I
that
understood the
he.
decision where he goes, I want to go to, because his desired destination as well last summer was Napoli.
Yeah.
He wants to go under Antonio Conte. Kevin De Bruyne's there. McTominay's there.
Yeah.
Højlund is there as well. Like it's a semi-familiar environment for him. Can you imagine him in the Serie A? You've got Modric looking 26 in the Serie A now. So imagine how good Kobbie Mainoo
He's a
could
Spurs
be.
fan as well.
Who?
Kobbie. Have you never seen the pictures of him in Spurs shirt?
I saw the one photo of him in a Spurs kit. But he's a United fan. He's born in Stockport.
Okay, but you like Spurs.
He
What do you have
wore a
shirt on?
Spurs kit once.
Okay.
He's not.
Have you worn a Spurs shirt?
No,
Have I worn a United shirt? No,
I don't know.
don't think so.
He wore a Spurs kit at a tournament.
He loves Spurs.
I am not letting you bait me into this. But as we're on the subject of Spurs, how are you feeling ahead of the Copenhagen game this evening?
Yeah.
Like,
How am I
to start
feeling?
with that.
Well, I'm doing the game after this. I'm covering the game. So, how am I feeling? I really want to say optimistic, but it's really hard to have optimism at the moment. And I said it on yesterday's show. This is not a Thomas Frank thing for me. I know everyone, and he's taking a lot of heat, and fair enough, he's taking the heat because he's meant to be adaptive and flexible and attacking. And he says, we're going to come out the blocks firing. We're not seeing that. However, I do feel like there has to be some emphasis on the players, first and foremost. Like, yes, you can set up in a slightly negative, but I really didn't have a problem with the team at the weekend. I didn't. Like, when Bergwijn was starting, and he's always going to have the double pivot, guys. Like, I can't see a world where he changes that. That's fine. One thing he has improved is us defensively. We made a mistake at the weekend, but defensively we have got better. That was a key area last year that we struggled. We were like legs akimbo, everyone in here, okay? Like, that's what we were doing. He has improved that. He hasn't necessarily improved players yet. He's just taught us again how to defend. Has he improved players yet? No. Has he been long enough? Has he been there long enough? No. Weirdly, I think Spurs probably would have benefited this season from having one game a week. Obviously, I've always said it. You can run the tapes back. I did not care about Champions League for Spurs because I don't feel like we're in a position where really we can compete in it. I don't think we're there yet. I always just wanted the trophy, and that was just like a caveat. We were so different.
And the money helps as well.
The money obviously helps, but I remember Flex and I doing so many previews and conversations before Bilbao, and like we both wanted that trophy for different things. Obviously, from a United standpoint, you wanted it because you wanted the money that came with it and to be back in the Champions League because of how bad the season had been. For me personally, all I wanted was the goddamn trophy. It's all I wanted. I needed to break the 17-year spell. So for me, it was kind of like, all right, cherry on top, it comes with Champions League, but I wouldn't care if it did or didn't come with that type of thing. Like, I just wanted the trophy and to not be Spursy, which we still are. I don't want to get on Thomas Frank's back so early, so quick. Like, people have very short memories and they're very much on this Ange hype I see online, which is crazy to me. Crazy. They're like, this wouldn't have been, we wouldn't have played like that under Ange and blah, blah. No, we wouldn't have. We would have probably got battered 4-0. Like, yeah, or 4-3. Like, yes, there is the element where I want a manager and I want Spurs to play the Spurs way, which is having good football and free flowing and attacking. But I also think you have to look at the options that Spurs have up front and what he has inherited. I think that it can't be fixed in one summer transfer window. Like, you've got a lot of, can I say crap on Samsung? I think I can say crap. There's a lot of crap there, guys. There's a lot of rubbish, like he didn't buy Richarlison. He didn't buy Brennan. Yes, Tell is still there. Yes, Odegaard is still there. He didn't buy either of those. I would say on Tell and Odegaard, they are young. And would I necessarily have kept Tell off the back of last season? Probably not, but he's there. Tell and Odegaard, I think, want to do well and I want to work hard and have a good attitude. And from what I know internally in the club, that is why he was picking them, because he liked their attitude over other players that want to work hard and want to try and have maybe less arrogance about them. I think that we're missing a lot of talent up front. I think Kudus was a very good signing, but Kudus looks knackered, because everything is trying to go through him. Obviously, the injuries come into it when you're missing all three attacking outlets that have got any quality. The rest is just not very good. Xavi Simons obviously isn't performing to what I think we'd all hoped in terms of being creative. We don't have another person who can do that role because Maddison and Kulusevski are both injured. So I think that we just need to have a little bit of patience. It might not be the sexy football that Tottenham won. And look, I agree with you. That performance on Saturday night was pathetic. It was one of the worst home performances I've ever seen. And I've seen a lot of bad home performances. I feel like we kind of say this every week. the lack of guile and the lack of guts in it, I think, is also
That's exactly what I want to hear.
was hard to take. You know, that's what was hard to take. The fact that it's a derby and you literally have one shot on target and you have an
0.1 XG. It's your lowest in 3 years or something like that.
It's horrendous. You know, 0.5, 0.1, whatever it was. 0.01, sorry. But Rome wasn't built in a day. It wasn't. And if you think that getting rid of Frank, because I see people say sack him and, you know, whatever. If you think sacking another manager, guys, we have had, and I'm looking at all of you Spurs fans, okay? We have had as many managers in 6 years that we've been at the new Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. We've had 6 or 7 managers in that time, if we count Stellini, if we count Ryan Mason as well. It might even be more than that. So for me, why don't we just try and have a little bit of stability again? Because our most successful periods have come when we have actually backed a manager. For example, Pochettino, he did not start great. I remember being that Villa game, said it on yesterday's show in case you missed it. If Harry Kane doesn't come on and score that deflected free kick at Villa away, he's getting sacked that night, and I know that factually. So things change. There's sliding doors moments in football. When Pochettino came in, he had to get rid of a lot of players that had bad, I'm not saying that this is the problem with our squad in particular, but had bad egos, you know, bad things, bad energy towards it. It takes time. Rome was not built in a day. If we're still sitting here and we finish 15th or 17th again, I will say sack him. No problem. He wasn't my first choice. He is a bit more pragmatic, but I think you've got to give him time. I've seen what he's done with player development at Brentford. You only need to go back and have a look at their entire campaign to when they even got promoted. They had, I think, was it Ben Rama that was there and performed really well? They had Watkins, they had Mbuemo, they had Vissa, they had someone else who was really important.
Ben Rama.
Yeah, I said Ben Rama. There was someone else, but the player development. Thank you, Ivan Toney. He has had all of those players that have come into the Premier League and have excelled and have gone on to other clubs. That took time. Let him have time. Like, we're so reactionary, and I just don't think this rubbish about, you know, it wouldn't happen under Ange. No, it wouldn't happen under Ange, guys, because we lost 22 times in a league season. Yes, he won the trophy, and yes, some of you have got your rose-tinted goggles on. And I was so on that M1 for Ange. This is a really passionate rant, by the way.
I was about to say, is this
feeling
feeling good?
Yeah, well, it's good to get it off my chest. Yes, but everyone knows I was very pro Ange for a long time because of the injuries, and I wanted it to work. But sometimes it don't work, and Ange ain't the answer. Ange is not the answer. Arguably, the only person that might have the answer would actually be Pochettino, which could be an option after the World Cup. But he's not coming back anytime soon, guys. And Thomas Frank is the manager. He's literally been there 3 months. One window. Yeah. Helenia was a good signing. Kudus is a good signing. Who else do we sign in summer?
Well, Simmons. Xavi.
Simmons, let's see. On paper, good signing. Let the guy have a minute. Let the guy do what he needs to do. Because, yeah, takes time. We don't have that many great players in the squad. We don't have a Harry Kane. We don't have a Heung-min Son. We don't have really a world-class player. People will say, well, Romero's world-class because he won the World Cup. Okay, but he is a very good player.
You have an attacker that can take the game.
We don't have an attacker.
Like the scruff of the neck, which you've had for the last 8 years.
Literally.
Yeah.
Like, even Son in the last 2 years hasn't been at it. There hasn't been a contingency plan for when he left. That is down to the board. That was down on Daniel Levy. Obviously, appreciate he's not there anymore. But now he's not there. They're saying in their statements that ENIC want to change the ethos of the club. That will come with changing the wage structure. That will come with recruitment. And, you know, whether it is Vinay who's in charge of that or Paratici or whoever, that is on them to get it right and add some quality. This is probably one of the first managers, and I'll put Ange in that a little bit, that has never had any world-class attacking quality in their squad, because every other manager has, and we go back years and years and years for that. You know, all the way back.
Always had Son.
Kane, Son, Dele, Eriksson, Defoe, Keane, Berbatov, Crouch, Crouch, Bale, you know, Van der Vaart. We can go back even further. We can go back to the days of even like having someone like a Ginola or a Sheringham or a Klinsmann. Like, guys, we can go back so long. Like, you name me one attacking player in that squad right now that's world class. You can't. And anyone that is quite good is out injured.
Yeah, all Kudus. Yeah.
Oh, well, he's not world class.
I've been attacked for the last week or so on Twitter for saying that Mbumo is better than Kudus.
I think Kudus is a brilliant player.
Yeah.
I think he will be very, very good when we have a setup.
But he can't do what Son, Bale, and co have been doing the last decade.
They're world class players.
Yeah.
Kudus has.
It takes time to get to that situation.
Of course,
anyway.
it does. And also, it would help if Kudus was also with players around him that could help him level up in the sense of having someone that can play a ball for him like Maddison or Kulusevski and just having better attacking options. At the minute, he hasn't got anything around him. Everything is trying to go through him and the guy looks like he's tired. Give him a day off.
Yeah, we've got a couple.
But
more,
you can't because
yeah.
there's no other quality.
A couple more
that was
super
a
chats
passionate
have come
rant.
in. Yeah,
for me. Sorry,
I'm sure
guys.
that felt fantastic.
Oh, it felt good to get off my chest.
There's a couple more super chats coming in. Christopher ZY says Slavia Prague's #1 job today is not winning, but to bait Rice to get a yellow. That'd be quite funny because they're playing Bayern next, and if Rice gets a yellow, he'll be out for the game against Bayern.
Go on then.
And then you've also got King Joe says Arsenal win the quad. Are you guys nuts? Lol.
We don't think
We don't think so.
Rewind
that
the
was
video
fan
back.
comments. You guys back to the video.
Sorry,
so
I just had to
we're
read
doing
this.
fans' comments.
Lucan said, Brennan is not rubbish. He's better than Sterling ever was. When were you born, Lucan? I need to know what year you were born.
Did you not remember watching Sterling on the arriving late into the box for Man City for 3 years straight?
You've either been born in the last 5 years or you wear Matisse's glasses and you can't see.
Yeah, they're thick glasses, to be fair.
They are. If anyone didn't see, go on his story today. I think he actually posted what his eyes.
Yeah, no, I saw. It's really funny. But I want to finish off. There's one more from the Instagram here about United from Big Mike. He said United have shown promising signs, but same questions are still being asked. Fire the manager is obviously one of the questions being asked. But we're coming to your home ground, of which you've not had the greatest time of late, but you had our number on all 4 occasions last season.
And had your number.
And had your number, yeah. Well, Arsenal did, Ange did, yeah. Sorry, Tottenham did. Arsenal also did. Everyone did. Pretty much everybody did, apart from Ipswich. But I don't know how to take this game because we've not lost in 4 games. So our last six results, 4 wins, 1 draw, 1 loss. Yeah. 13 out of 18 points. On the surface of things, ka-ching, nice, good stuff. Ever since that loss against City, well done United. But still kind of the same issues, same if we have possession, then we tend to do worse. We do better once we have less than 50% possession, which is a bit crazy. And then Spurs.
I wish this game was away.
Spurs, you guys have a fantastic away record.
Yeah.
And you have a terrible home record.
Yeah.
You run 1 game at home this season in the league.
16 points out of 60.
16 points out of 60.
In the last year.
I didn't realise it was that. I was just thinking this season you've got 3-0 win against Burnley opening day, and that's been it for the Premier League, hasn't it?
Yeah, and obviously we've won three out of the last. I don't know how many.
Yeah,
19.
And I remember a few seasons ago we'd come to either when you were at Wembley or the new stadium, etc., and we beat you a fair number of times.
Yeah.
Away from home,
We're not very
Cavani
good at
playing well,
home.
Ronaldo, Rashford. You've not played well at home against us a lot of time. Even when you beat us 4-3, we still scored 3 goals.
I don't even think it's just against you. We've lost 41 times at the new stadium in 6 years. So don't make yourself special, please. Everyone.
But how are you assessing United coming into this game? Because, we drew against Forest, but at the same time, we only drew against Forest because we had a goal line clearance. And also, we just had a bad 5-minute spell. We were actually pretty decent for the rest of the game.
Yeah, I think you reverted to type for 5 minutes.
Yeah, we really did.
Yeah,
big time.
you really did. But
we acted like Onana was in goal.
You needed... I think your biggest problem is the fact that, this is the biggest problem. You weren't able to string consecutive wins together to even build a bit of confidence, which now you've built a bit of confidence. The heat is actually off at the moment in terms of you've won back-to-back games, you went to Anfield, you got a result. It's building in a direction where it's it seems, I don't know whether or not you have or you haven't turned the corner, to be honest. You seem like you're just on a steady little trajectory right now. Obviously, I would rather this be away from home because the Spurs is terrible home form. My problem with Tottenham is I don't know where the goals come from.
Yeah.
I don't know where they come from.
I know where our goals will come from. It'll be from Mbeumo, it'll be from Bruno, it'll be from Cunha. We have options for that. I think our Spurs have the best reply to our best assets at the moment. In terms of you got good defenders, we've got good attackers. Yeah. Our defence is shaky, but your attacks, as you say, you don't know where the goals are coming from.
Yeah, I don't know where the goals are coming from.
And also, we have terrible away form. Our away, we've been dodgy away. You've been dodgy at home. So it's a weird
game. I don't really know how to predict this yet. I don't actually know what way this...
I'm cautiously optimistic.
Do you know where I think the most important part of this is? Whoever goes... If Spurs go 1-0 down, Spurs will lose that game because they don't have a way to get back into it really and truly. That is the long and short of it at the moment. If Spurs go 1-0 up, I think we'll be all right in terms of if we score from a set piece or something like that.
If you go 1-0 up and then we try and take the ball to you,
yeah,
we're probably less likely to score.
Yeah.
Genuinely.
However, what I would say from a Spurs point of view, Thomas Frank is going to have to set up in an attacking
a manager,
way.
By the way, who's beat us beat United a number of times.
Yeah, he has to because of the discontent with the crowd and the booing, he's going to have to set up an attacking way, and I don't know what that looks like currently.
Yeah, I mean, we're there to be got at. We are there to be got, but at the same time, like Matthias Delit's been great for us this season. Everything, it's been a whole thing. One of the comments has reminded me that we did beat Arsenal in the FA Cup. That's true. Thank you for reminding me on that.
This has been a good show. I feel like we should do this again. Let's do this again tomorrow, please. Yeah.
Yeah, we can do it tomorrow.
Great. Send in your stuff.
Yeah. Score prediction. The Arsenal game. Really. Spurs United game. Really quickly. Just want to know.
Oh, we can do this later in the week.
We do it later in the week.
Later in the week.
From the comments.
Let me go over tonight
at least
first.
I'm going 2-1 United. At the moment, we'll see. But thank you guys so much for watching. Obviously, we're live at 5 till 6 every weekday. It's been a pleasure. Remember to get involved, get in the comments, let us know what you think about your hot takes, everything. If you put a couple more in the normal YouTube comments, me and Abby might go through them tomorrow.
Let's do it.
Arsenal are 15 minutes into their game against Slavia Prague, and AFTV are doing a watch along. So after this, make sure you head over, if you're on Samsung TV, head over to AFTV's YouTube channel and go and watch the watch along, see how they get along ahead of the game against Bayern in a few weeks' time. But apart from that, thank you guys so much for watching. It's been a pleasure, and I will see you tomorrow at 5 p.m.
Welcome along,
That is
weekend
unbelievable.
roundup. Oh my days.
Wow.
We're in for a great show today, guys. Well, what about the North London derby?
I'm not getting rattled.
And we're 3 points off top 4, so it's not looking too bad.
Yeah,
Foden
I'd
88,
say
Saka
that's about
87.
right,
I think that's wrong.
Nice that you put your top on. You want to take it off and get the branding out? Happy birthday!
Make a wish to win the league.
I did.
How much chance of Arsenal have of winning the Champions League?
0, mate.
If we got through
Can't do it on
PSV, do you think there's any chance?
No,
of we
no.
Hang on, let me finish.
Predictions:
2-1 Tottenham.
3-1 Liverpool.
2-0 Wolves. Chelsea to beat Man United at Old Trafford.
Still
You're
there.
in trouble if we win this game.
You better not lose on Saturday.
We beat the world champions this weekend. That makes you world champion.
We're the world champions, but you're not in a title.
This is why you'll never win the league.
6 million down the drain.
Robbie celebrating a 1-0 win. Abby Pilates instead of trophies. You never walk alone.
Catch us every Monday for the weekend roundup.